Hello and welcome to How's That? Was a wonderful game last night. Mumbai Indians beating Royal Challengers Bangalore comfortably by 5 wickets. But at one point of time, it did look like RCB had the upper hand. But then the bowlers and Surya Kumar Yadav pulling it back very, very well for Mumbai Indians. Good morning, Vijay. Nice to have you back here.
Yeah, good morning, Rajaraman. Wonderful match, and especially Surya Kumar Yadav. I spent a lot of time watching the highlights, just his batting. I mean, fabulous innings. Absolutely one of the best you would have seen in the history of IPL.
I particularly liked how he paced his innings, and more than anything else, Vijay, I think I loved the manner in which he took on Yuzvendra Chahal. It was a very important battle, as they now say. It was a very good matchup, and it was Surya Kumar Yadav's night. He won that battle comfortably and took Mumbai Indians to victory almost effortlessly. The beauty of his batting is that he didn't seem to strain himself very much and played his shots just as comfortably as he would in a local game.
I mean, those two particular shots he played against Chahal. One was a sweep. I mean, amazing timing, and then one over the extra cover. So, I mean, which means he was reading the bowler so well. He had read the situation so well, and he knew what his responsibility was. It was to finish the game. So he batted right till the end, and I liked it when he said, "Yes, I mean that's the best." I mean, he couldn't have explained it better. That I'm here. I'll take you. I'll take you to the shores.
The two shots that you mentioned, Vijay, there was one where he pulled Yuzvendra Chahal for six over mid wicket, and the other was the shot over extra cover. Now, we have seen Chahal pick up wickets with that loopy leg spin bowled outside the off stump. People have attempted the slog and got out, and he learnt his lessons. There was one shot that was not played to the best of timing. There was a leading edge to that six that he hit, but then the way he played the shot over extra cover was amazing. It shows that he can learn and he knows when to expect a delivery like that from a good leg spin bowler like Yuzvendra Chahal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to compare him. It would be folly to compare him with past greats. But that particular shot over extra cover reminded me of Gundappa Vishwanath and Mohinder Amarnath. The difference was they would come out and step out and play the shot, get to the pitch of the ball and play that shot over cover or through the cover. But this gentleman, I mean, he has backed himself to do what he did, and I'm sure at some point a bigger platform awaits him.
Also, Vijay, in that post match interview, he spoke very clearly about how he had been told to play the holding role. At number three, he was given a responsibility and he was very happy to finally fulfill that kind of responsibility, live up to the expectations of his captain and the team management.
Oh yes, and how he prepared for the IPL during the lockdown. I mean, he backed himself. He knew it was going to be an important tournament for him, for Mumbai Indians, and he has looked a very a batsman who's so confident of what he is doing. He may have got out cheaply also. This you can't be scoring runs in every innings, but yes, his style of batting stands out.
And as he admitted, Vijay, he's calmed down a lot. Meditation has helped him. And surely he will get his chances as and when the selectors believe that he is ready or there is a slot available for him. But he played really well last night. Kyron Pollard revealed how the team management had told Surya Kumar Yadav what his role in the side is.
I think it was very, very valuable. We always spoke about, one of the top 3 batters or top 4 batters, one batting all the way through. If we're chasing, go all the way through and win the game for us. I think he has done that, more often than not. Last couple of times he gave it away, but he keep learning each and every time and taking, constructive, sort of criticisms, pretty well because he wants to do well. And again, today he showed his class in, how well, he can bat. And I know deep down inside the burning desire, to don that blue. But again, he continues to show consistency, which is all that he can do as an individual.
He led the charge. 165 was perhaps not the tallest of orders, but he led the charge and held the batting together in a very smart manner. And while wickets kept falling, he had a calm head and approached the task with a lot of maturity and sensibility.
Maturity and sensibility, you have said it. So how many batsmen would you pick in this tournament with these two qualities? I mean, if you see, given the pressure he was batting under, the bowling he was facing, he had to take on Chahal, probably one of the finest bowlers in this tournament, right? And he put it across him in a very authoritative manner. So his performance at the cost of repeating, I must say, will stand out. And whether he gets to play in the higher league is another matter. But he will, to me, remain one of the best youngsters I have seen. At 30, he may not be a youngster, but we have been watching him, Raja Raman, for quite some time, and he just has not been given a break.
Last night, Vijay, he stood in stark contrast to someone like Virat Kohli, and we are talking about one of the greats of Indian cricket. Virat Kohli against the spinners was not a very good sight to watch. Perhaps he was batting himself in, but then Royal Challengers Bangalore lost steam in that middle overs. 5 overs of spin, not producing too many runs after a terrific start that Josh Philippe and Devdutt Padikkal had given. And when you see how Surya Kumar Yadav played the spinner, especially against Yuzvendra Chahal, it was a remarkable contrast last night. And of course, Surya Kumar Yadav deserved that Man of the Match award.
I think I think that was the difference. Not that Virat cannot play the spinners; it's just that he's not getting his timing right, and he's not been in his best of form. So, but yes, as far as Yadav is concerned, he did he did understand the fact that he will have to make runs against Chahal. He will have to make run against the spinners in the middle overs. And like you said in the beginning, he paced his innings beautifully. That was the key. I mean, he kept on playing his shots, but there were a couple of forward defense. I mean, how many times would you get to see somebody playing the forward defense in a T20 game? So he was a very compact batsman, and an object lesson, I must say, to building an innings and how to play a match-winning knock.
I'm sure that kind of an innings is what we have associated someone like a Rahul Dravid in as far as 50-over game is concerned. Pacing it, building an innings very nicely, and picking the bowlers to hit and getting the runs. He was a treat to watch, Vijay. But then there was another Mumbai Indians cricketer who stole the show last night. It was Jasprit Bumrah with his short pitch bowling, very smart, got that short pitch ball to work very effectively, picked up 3 wickets with that delivery, and was quite a hero for Mumbai Indians last night.
Yes, unsung hero, I must say. He got Padikkal, then he got Virat Kohli. So those two crucial strikes, and I think that's where he put a break on RCB. He would have gone on to put a more maybe an imposing total. We don't know how many runs they would have got, but to get those two batsmen out at such a crucial juncture, and with the like you say, the short pitch ball, it was, I think, a very key contribution for Mumbai Indians in its victory.
A lot of people will pick the fact that Kyron Pollard brought himself on against AB de Villiers and picked up a wicket with what he himself called an innocuous delivery. But
Yes.
to me, the turning point really was Jasprit Bumrah getting a short pitch ball to climb on Virat Kohli a little too quickly, and then get him to top edge, mistime a shot, really, for Saurabh Tiwari to take a smart catch at the mid wicket area. Really, I think the turning point was getting Virat Kohli out. The spinners frustrated Virat Kohli. number of dot balls that he played just for singles, a number of balls that he played only for singles. And then when Bumrah came on, he perhaps sensed an opportunity to up the scoring rate and then gifted his wicket away to Mumbai Indians.
But when you talk of the innocuous delivery, I mean, it takes hats off to Pollard for saying that it was an innocuous delivery, which got the dangerous De Villiers out. It was a lucky break. It was not RCB's day. So I think that Virat Kohli's wicket definitely and De Villiers combined to give the game away to Mumbai Indians. And the more I see Bumrah Rajaraman, the more I'm impressed the fact that he never gives up. He just keeps coming, a smile on his face, a very decent fast bowler. If you look at it, have you ever seen him sledge at somebody? No. I mean, he knows his job is to get wickets. So that Virat Kohli wicket, I think, was the turning point of the game, because to get him with that kind of ball, Bumrah showed his class. To get Shivam Dube also, because Shivam Dube can hit the ball long, and Padikkal, who was batting so beautifully. I mean, those 3 wickets, yes, but for Suryakumar Yadav's innings, he could, Bumrah might as well have shared the man of the match.
Vijay, and I said earlier, you had Krunal Pandya and Rahul Chahar turning the screws on against high quality batsmen. We are talking here about Devdutt Padikkal, who's in his flow. We are talking here about Virat Kohli, who's one of the world's best batsmen. And we are talking here about AB de Villiers, who's easily the best batsman in T20 cricket today. And to have stifled them with accurate bowling, with not giving them too much width to play their shots, I think the 2 spinners have not been celebrated as much last night for their role in bringing Mumbai Indians back into the game.
Oh yes, very well said. Normally we don't celebrate bowlers. We look for batsmen who entertain you with 4s and 6s. But Krunal Pandya, much underrated, unsung bowler. I mean, look at him. He is ready to bowl in any situation, any condition, at any point of the match. You give him the new ball, he'll very happily come and bowl. A very confident lad. And yes, Chahar also, he's improved with every game. He has a big heart. And when you see, he takes the punishment but comes back at you hard. So these 2 spinners definitely stood out, and you're very right in giving them such credit.
Well, there were 9 deliveries that he bowled to Virat Kohli, and Virat was able to pick up only 3 runs. I think that really was the key to how RCB was not able to accelerate its scoring rate or even sustain it. They didn't need to accelerate, they just needed to sustain what the openers had done in the first 7 overs. And then for the spinners to come in and then bring Mumbai Indians back into the game was quite a treat to watch. It was a minor subscript in the whole game, but I think it was a very crucial part of the game, and that really determined how the match went later.
Yeah, and you look at how Krunal Pandya was hustling Kohli. See, it's a big quality for a spinner who keeps the batsman guessing, and to keep a batsman like Virat Kohli guessing. I think it's a big victory for Krunal Pandya. I don't know when he would get to next bowl to Virat Kohli, but this little battle stood out.
Let us watch what the Mumbai Indians captain Kieron Pollard has to say about the bowling effort that his team turned in.
Yeah, we were very happy. At one point, it looked like we were staring down the barrel of 190 to 200. And I thought, we came back really well. And to restrict a batting lineup like RCB with wickets in hand at the position they were in to 165, I think was well done to the bowlers. Bumrah coming back, getting wickets. Bolte, as well. Krunal Pandya, bowling 4 economical overs for us as well. So again, it was a total team effort in terms of the ball, and restricting them was very good for us. Yeah, it was simple. We realized they were 50 odd, after the first 6 overs. That's about 10 runs over par of what we expected. But, just a matter of staying there. Once we got a wicket, our spinners will come into play, and so they did. And it worked for us. After a couple overs, they got away from us again, but we were able to pull it back. I thought, luckily, I came on at that time and I got the wicket of AB. with a innocuous delivery that could have gone straight for 6 and the momentum would have been straight to them. So again, a bit of luck on our side as well, but I think the guys really bowled well.
When anyone looks at the game, Vijay, people will see how Mumbai Indians won the game, but there was one RCB player who stood out, and it was Devdutt Padikkal. What a revelation this young batsman is.
Oh yes, and he brings out the best of Karnataka cricket. They have produced any number of stroke players in the past, Raja Raman, and we have enjoyed their style of batting. And but this boy, I mean, look at the confidence with which he tears into the bowling, and he has, like we say, the left-hander's grace. The range of shots is amazing, and he's going to develop. He is going to grow big in international cricket also, because it is not just the IPL. The big stage is waiting for him, and whenever he gets the opportunity, I'm sure he is going to make big waves in the international.
Also, it is easy to forget, Vijay, that RCB missed someone like a Navdeep Saini. They had to go back to that old war horse, Dale Steyn, and somewhere I think the team got affected because they missed a bowler of Saini's quality, his pace. He was someone who could have matched Bumrah with the short pitch delivery. Dale Steyn was not able to, and I think RCB missed out on a bowler like Saini sorely last night.
No doubt about that. Saini has been the principal bowler if you look at RCB's campaign, and he's also taken. He can give you a breakthrough in the beginning, or when you bring him back into the attack, and he can stifle you with his variety of bowling, a good Yorker, and the pace he generates. So yes, a complete missing Saini was a big factor for RCB. But let us accept that Mumbai Indians deserve this win.
There is no doubt about the fact that Mumbai Indians deserve to win. From the time Krunal Pandya and Rahul Chahar combined, the game was moving towards Mumbai Indians swiftly. And then you needed a Surya Kumar Yadav to come in and finish the game the way he did. Played a very smart knock, no doubt about that. Was heartwarming to see someone want to put a value on his wicket, even in a T20 situation, and then steer the side home quite comfortably. One of the new phrases that has come into cricket vocabulary, Vijay, and I find it amusing now, is matchup. You get to hear captains talk about it, you get to hear coaches talk about it. Simon Katich was asked a question about a matchup that saw Washington Sundar bowl with the new ball rather than Mohammad Siraj.
Yeah, look, sometimes it's due to the conditions or the matchups, and today I think, obviously with two left-handers at the top of the order, the skipper and we all decided that, try and get Sundar into the game. He's bowled beautifully in the power play, and he did a very good job to both De Kock and Kishan. So that was something that probably stopped Siraj from taking the new ball. Obviously went with Morris and Steyn early on to see if it swung, but he did get us some good wickets, or a good wicket there in the middle, and sort of tried to get us back in the game. But yeah, today it wasn't meant to be.
Perhaps the fact that Washington Sundar was used with the new ball rather than Mohammad Siraj did hurt RCB just that little bit.
It must have hurt because Washington Sundar again is a very gifted, very talented bowler. He knows how to use the new ball, even though he is supposed to be an off spinner. I think this term matchup, to me, it doesn't appeal, because it is just another way of the coaches justifying their job. Even the support staff, where the video analyst will do all these matchups, so he sets it up for them. But ultimately, when you go onto the field, it is this which will work. So, and the situation will decide who will bowl to whom and how.
You spoke about the use of cricketing intelligence, Vijay. It needed perfect execution, and I think RCB missed out on good execution. Let us watch what Simon Katich has to say about how poorly the bowlers executed their plans.
Look, we knew we had to obviously try and take some early wickets. They got a powerful batting lineup, and with Mumbai, you've got to bowl them out because it wasn't a huge score. But we also felt that we could defend it if we got wickets at the right time, and obviously tied things up through the middle, taking pace off the ball. But that wasn't to be. I think there was a period there. I think at 3 for 70 odd, we looked like we were getting on top. But then Surya Kumar, played a magnificent innings and got the momentum back in their favour pretty quickly after they lost that third wicket, and then it was difficult for us to sort of get back in the game.
This was a game that we got to see Mumbai Indians skipper for the season, Rohit Sharma, sit out one more time. He's got an injury. We don't know what really the injury is all about. He's got an injury and sat out. And here is a question on Rohit Sharma, Vijay, that comes to us from Paras Kapasi of the North Gang, Mumbai.
My first question is, do you all think that Rohit Sharma's absence due to injury will hamper Mumbai Indians' performance in future matches? And my second question is, what should be the selection criteria for test matches, ODIs and T20 formats?
Hello, Paras. Thank you for your questions. I'll answer the first one. Mumbai Indians, yes, it needs Rohit definitely every game, but look at how they've adapted. They've shown they have the replacements, they can bat deep, and they've not really missed. At least if you see last night's triumph, did they miss Rohit Sharma? I don't think they missed, because they were Surya Kumar Yadav to fill up the gap. Not that Surya Kumar Yadav was coming into the squad now. But Rajaraman, if you can answer the second one on the selection criteria of the Indian team.
Vijay, I think a lot of these questions are popping up now, given the fact that the Indian team was selected a couple of days ago. We must remember that people talk about domestic season form, but that is 7 months ago. There has been no red ball cricket for 7 months. I think December was perhaps the last that red ball cricket was played, if I'm not mistaken, in India. After that, it was all the way white ball cricket. Selectors can't be blamed for picking a team. You can keep saying, look at Rahul, he doesn't have test match form, he doesn't have a record in Australia, and how could you pick Rahul? Now, same question can be asked, how can you pick Hanuma Vihari? He's not played any cricket for several months now. How can you pick someone like a Chiteshwar Pujara? So this time, I think the selectors have to go by gut feel, go by instinct, back players who they believe will do the job for India in Australia, whether it is T20, whether it is one-day internationals or the test matches. I think the selectors, we must grant it to them that collectively they have a wisdom, they have the vision, and they share it with Virat Kohli, the captain of the side, and Ravi Shastri, who's coach. I think together we must believe that they're doing a good job. Together we must believe that they have done what needs to be done.
If they picked a player for T20 from IPL, it is fine, right? And even otherwise, Rajaraman, when they pick the test squad, they know which player will perform in those conditions, on those bouncy tracks. So against the particular Australian attack. So there's a lot of study, there is a lot of thinking which goes behind the selection committee meeting. So selection, I think you are right. I think they have done almost a perfect job.
Vijay, very quickly, let's look at the game tonight. Chennai Super Kings, which is out of the tournament, taking on Kolkata Knight Riders. They can do some damage here. If they win this game, KKR will struggle to make it to the knockout.
Oh yes, CSK can spoil KKR's party. They're quite capable of doing it. I won't be surprised if CSK pulls up a big win tonight with Dhoni, the likes of Dhoni, wanting to sign off this tournament on a high. And much depends on how Andre Russell will chip in for KKR. He is the key player.
Question marks about his fitness, question marks about his form, but who knows? Yeah. He's the kind of player who can go berserk on a night, and if he does get to play that blitz, it will be quite a treat for the fans to watch.
There'll have to be one player who will go berserk.
All right, Vijay, on that note, it's time to bid you farewell for the day, and you have a lovely day ahead. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Rajaraman. Have a good day.